All right, guys, so we just wrapped a trading session up. It's about 7:50 in the morning. The stock market opens at 6:30 over here on the West Coast. It's been a crazy week, probably one of the most stressful trading weeks I've ever had. The market and trading in general is just extremely manic depressive. It's never just a steady, easygoing, always on the up. Okay, there's going to be a lot of troughs that you go through. For instance, I started out the week with a $3,000 day. The following session, I was down $3,000 within the first 15 minutes, and I had to claw my way back an additional $3,700 in profit to come out on top for a $700 gain. So that was extremely stressful, and you have to have an outlet to relieve that stress on a day-to-day basis. So I either go do yoga or go work out or just do something to clear my head to, get your mind off of something, because every day in the stock market is 100% different. You have to approach every day with whatever happened yesterday, leave that at yesterday. You have to trade in the present every day and focus on that. And then yesterday, I actually lost $3,000. So, yesterday sucked. I was super bummed out, and that's just part of trading. You have to understand that that's just part of the game, and be able to come back strong. I was confident in today. I was saying to myself, I am going to crush it today. Me and Mike were talking in our chat today. We are going to rain terror on these stocks that have been making all these huge moves. NVCN, SSH, IDXG. We're in this huge kind of bubble in these stocks. And so I was planning on taking these things down short. I killed it on NAK, SSH, in addition to IDXG. I actually bought it this morning. So I made $5,000 today. So completely wiped out that $3,000 loss yesterday, in addition to another $2,000 profit on top of this. So I actually made about $5,000 in total on the week after making $5,000 last week as well. So I'll show you my screen here, which the actual profits are here, if this will focus. You can see $5,043 gain on IDXG, NAK, and SSH was the actual trades there. So a pretty amazing day to close out the week. It's Friday. I got a couple business meetings coming up here. One with a digital marketing agency that we're about to work with, and another one with another software development team that's working on our new charting software. So right now, time to go get a little grub before we actually get into these meetings. All right, so getting ready to cruise out. Just go get some coffee and a quick snack. You can see the 68 Camaro here, which is my baby. This is where the Maserati used to be, but I actually just sold it to my buddy. Hopefully 2017 with these new developments coming up, there's gonna be something sick getting replaced there. But today, we're just gonna go cruise the Rover. So usually I go sit down somewhere and get a nice meal so I can actually, let my brain settle a little bit after a morning trade session. This week has been so crazy. Like I've been saying, it's nice to just step away from the computer and go relax a little bit, enjoy a nice meal. But it's about 8:45. I got about 15 minutes before my first call with the marketing agency, so I got to get back here pretty soon. Hopefully we have a good meeting and do something productive.
Hi there, can we get started for you today?
Yeah, can I get a medium cold brew with almond milk and no sweetener, and a spinach feta wrap?
All right, so it's gonna be $7.20.
Yas.
For you, we're just waiting on your card.
Thank you. Fucking love cold brew. All right, guys, I want to take this moment, an opportunity to address something that's been flaring up a lot lately. I've been dealing with my entire life, but recently on social media, people keep talking shit about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and state the obvious, which appears to be a hickey on my neck. Is in fact my birthmark. I was born and raised with this thing, and I've literally probably had tens of thousands of people make snide comments at me, either through social media or just in person or at a bar. So just wanted to clear things up, guys. Here, go look at any of my other YouTube videos or pictures. It is in fact a hickey, not a birthmark. I mean birthmark, not a hickey. So with my business, we've been pretty fortunate in the fact that we haven't really had to do a whole lot of advertising spending. We've been really focused or relied on just providing good quality, entertaining content or lifestyle marketing to promote our business through YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and haven't really dived that deep into actual advertising. So that's what we're doing here with this digital marketing agency. It's time to get serious here and take our business to the next level. So we're hoping that with the addition of a professional marketing team, I do all my own YouTube videos, all my own social media, all my own marketing. So it's a lot of weight on my shoulders that we're kind of limited to our abilities. We've done great as far as the growth of our company and our revenues, but this year, 2016, has been a bit of a struggle. There's a lot more competition out here, and I think with the addition of adding in a professional marketing team and getting our sales funnels dialed in, I think we could easily double to triple our revenues for 2017. So looking forward to this call here. Just waiting for it. We got about 2 minutes till 9. So let's see what we got here. Waiting. Right here. My mouth's full of food. Hello.
Hey, Cameron, it's Mike.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Great.
How much, obviously we're going to do the full web design.
Yeah.
It's just how much of the elements to go into a website are we going to have to create?
Okay, yeah, what I'll do is kind of create some sort of outline or a wireframe for each of the pages that we need to be developed, and I'll give you kind of some guidance as far as what content's going to be on what page, what pictures you were using, what videos we're using, as well as look at some other elements from our competitors to see how we can compete with them better on Skype.
Awesome. Thanks. Have a safe trip down there, and we'll talk after the weekend.
All right, thanks a lot, man. Have a great week.
All right. Take it easy.
Later. All right, so that didn't go quite as planned. We were hoping to meet with the web developer as well, who's kind of going to be, working with the full team. Basically what we're trying to do here is, right now we kind of have like a smorgasbord of developers and different marketers and different people who are all working together at Fous Alerts, but it's, hard to get everybody on the same page. So my plan right now is to find a team that's all in the same in-house, so it's just the website's being done by the same people, the marketing's being done by the same people, the sales funnels are being done by the same people, the advertising's being done by the same people. So there's no confusion, it's just all in-house. And that's what's good about digital marketing agencies. They're very expensive. We're pushing at about $25K for a new website, $12,000 setup fee, and $11,000 per month after that. And that's just for starting. So it's really quite expensive, and that's actually on the low end for digital marketing agencies for costs. So we'll see how this goes. We're still in negotiations as far as the costs and everything. Obviously, we still have a lot of work to do to get everybody on the same page, but hopefully, next week when I get on that Skype call while I'm down there in Colombia, in Medellin, we make some more progress. All right, guys, so it's about 9:30 in the morning. The stock market opens here on the West Coast at 6:30 a.m. So we're about 3 hours into the session, and this is the time when it's best to not be sitting at your computer trading, because typically the morning is when I make all my money, and if I sit around and continue to look at what's going on here, all the trades have already happened. All the action happens within the first hour or so, or even 30 minutes of the market opens. So this is when people usually give back all their gains. So I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for this next call with the software development team at 10. And this is also the time to go look at all the woulda, shoulda, couldas for, like, fuck, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? I made $5,000 today, so I can't complain. But looking at the trades that I was in, if I would have been a little bit more patient, I'd probably be up over $10,000 today. So in trading, you can't, beat yourself up about the woulda, shoulda, couldas. So many newbies in the chat room are always like, why didn't you do this? Or why didn't you do that? It's like, shut the fuck up. There's no hearsay trading. After a stock has already done something, it's easy to go and say, why didn't you do this after it's already done it? Prior to it happening, nobody knows what any stock's gonna do. Okay, I don't give a fuck who you are in the world. It's just like the movie in The Wolf of Wall Street with Matthew McConaughey saying it's a woozy, it's a wazi. Okay, that's all the stock market is a woozy, a wazi. Nobody can predict anything. All you can do is identify stock picks and patterns and react to them and manage the risk. That is it. That is the only thing that happens in the stock market. There's no predictions that's going on here unless you have some sort of insider trading information and want to risk going to federal prison, of which I don't. Trading is just all about managing the risk of these trades and trying to find patterns that you're familiar with. But anyways, guys, I'm going to do a quick little video here for my actual third installation of Fous 4. It's Fous 4 Part 3, called The Dark Side of Trading. I've really transitioned into shorting stocks a lot in 2016. I love to short, okay? I've been longing stocks for 10 years, and not until just this last year I really dove into shorting. So today, the majority of my money that I made was actually going short. I did make $2,000 going long in strategies that you're going to learn in Fous 4 Part 2 on IDXG. I made $2,000 on this within the first like 5 minutes of the market open. So you can make money on both sides, but that's what's so important about learning how to short is you can make money right at the open on stocks blowing up and then hit them on the top and bring them down and double your profits. So it's important to understand how to do both. So I can't wait to get Fous 4 Part 3 out to you guys to check out. So we're about to have a meeting with the software development team in about 15 minutes. This is the actual platform. This is alphascans.com, and we theoretically have a game-changing product here. The only problem is the developers that we're working with are really just struggling to get us to the point that we need to be as far as functionality, stability. Software has been much more difficult of a process than I initially thought out. We're actually a year behind schedule. We were supposed to launch in March of 2016. It's now December of 2016, and we have a launch date of March 2017. So this literally made my life a living hell in 2016. I've never been so stressed out in my life working with the software team, trying to get things going here. It's very difficult to work with people and try to teach them and explain how the stock market works and exactly how, to build this from the ground up. So it's taken a lot longer than expected. I really hope this thing comes into fruition. It's kind of become more of a side project as of right now because we've been waiting to get all these new things developed for Fous alerts as far as our trading products. We're just hoping to use AlphaScans as examples in it, and it's just taking too long, so we've kind of pushed this as a second priority here and really focusing on Fous alerts now because that's basically the mothership, and we really have to focus on that and continue to build Fous alerts to be a great company and provide the best education in the industry. So we're about to have our meeting with our software development team. We call it a high-level discussion. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to talk about. Robert, who works with me at Fous alerts, wanted to clear some things up, so I'm kind of just going to let him take over here. I don't even know what he has to say, but I really don't have much to say to these people right now. I'm just frustrated and want to get this thing going. So we're going to call him up right now and see what we got going on here.
Access code accepted. There are 3 other participants in this conference.
Yeah, I just thought, I've been following these threads, and I just had some questions. Cameron and I had some questions, just kind of like grant scope kind of things, how we've kind of been moving, and the difference between and moving forward with, a hybrid application, desktop, browser, and
I'm just trying to get this thing done and get it done correctly so that we can actually launch this with confidence and turn it into a real business. That's what I want. I want to have a successful relationship with you guys. I don't want to be, sitting here frustrated. I don't want to, put you guys down and make you feel that you're not doing your jobs correctly. But, there has to be results at the same time. I have to be happy. You guys have to be happy in order for this to be a successful relationship. Okay, yeah, and I get that, I just want to make this successful, I've put a lot of my money and heart into this, and I really want to make this work. Again, it's very hard for me to to be relying on somebody else and not on myself. So this, I'm new to this aspect of, it's out of my hands. So it's just been a lot of stress on my plate that I've been trying to cope with as best as I can. Obviously, there's going to be frustrations and things said that could be regrettable or just out of pure honesty and transparency. But that's just the nature of business, and we got to try to move forward and hopefully get this done, and we can all be happy in the end. All right, awesome guys. Hey, let's all have a great holiday, and let's get this shit done and make 2017 awesome.
Bye. You got it.
Whew. All right, so you can see, there's obviously some speed bumps, but I can always count on good old Jimmy Jones over there at the programming team to kind of give me a vote of confidence. And, I think we got a great product here. I can't wait to release it. We just got to get this thing ready for you guys so you guys actually have a solid user experience. So, done with the business calls today. Gonna go ahead and check out what's going on in the market, see if there's any opportunities coming up into the close. All right, you guys, so nothing else going on in the trading session zone here. So just wrapping up some of these video scenes. Gonna go hit the gym because it's time to get that pump on. All right, so right now we're heading up to La Jolla Sports Club, which is my main gym that I go to. I also do a lot of different workouts as far as going to yoga. I go to spin class. I go out and run something what I call Fous Fit out at De Anza Cove. Just get a group of friends out there, and I have a bunch of equipment in the back of my Range Rover. So, being able to maintain physical fitness is very similar to maintaining the discipline to, stick to your strategy in trading. You have to be able to, really just stick to your core beliefs and not stray far from the path. Because if you do, you can really get yourself into trouble. One big mistake in trading, if you have a huge loss, can turn into a death spiral and you can blow your account up. And I did it for 3 years before I ever really consistently made money. So you have to make that actual mental connection and ability to have the discipline to succeed in trading. So I try to maintain a disciplined lifestyle, being able to go to the gym every day, having the willpower to go do it, even though, I don't necessarily like working out. I love the feeling afterwards, but the actual working out part, it's hard as fuck. So it's hard to maintain that discipline, but I do it anyways because I want to be in good shape. I want to be, happy with my body and happy with the way I look. And that's the same thing in trading. To be able to consistently stay successful, you have to consistently work your ass off and work hard to maintain that level on top so you can stay there. Forgot my fucking headphones. Tell you what, there's nothing quite worse than showing up to the gym and realize you forgot your fucking headphones. But anyways, guys, this is just a preview of what today looked like for me. It was all business, not really much pleasure. As far as today, just trying to close deals, make things happen, move forward, make progression in my personal life as well as with my business, as well as my future potential business alpha scans. Hopefully 6 months from now, we're launched and we're actually cruising. That would be a glorious day to look back on this video when we're trying to get those deals done. But anyways, guys, I got a flight to catch at about 6 in the morning tomorrow out to Colombia, heading down to Medellin for 2 weeks to go travel and trade, live a little good life. We'll have some more videos coming from that with a little bit more pleasure and R&R involved.